First half fairly clean, second half it kind of got away. What did you see there?
Yeah, actually it was there in the second quarter. There was a couple of them that stalled our drives. I mean, we have 4 punts in the game, a couple of drives of over 10 plays that some of them didn't capitalize on the points because of self-inflicted wounds, and the Coach Elliott talked to the guys about, the effort, and there's no shortchanging our kids' effort in the fight, but the precise effort, right? And we talk about the inches and the small margin of error that we have currently, and we gotta close that up and just not beat ourselves with self-inflicted wounds that, this shows up at inopportune times when we have some momentum, we're moving, and it's a false start or something like that puts us back behind the chains, and so that was, I think that was the deal there in that second quarter, and then obviously in the second half, just snowballed on us, with the drop with Mal, right? That's points. We come back, and Calandra, as soon as he ran off the field, he said, I should have ran it in, on the interception. So, there's going to be some growing moments for him. Love the kid, love his fight, love his ability to make plays. And unfortunately, those growing moments showed up a lot in the fourth quarter.
Is that with Calandria, that the interception of that throw early in the fourth quarter, is that something where he's trying to force the ball to Malik?
Yeah, that's probably the best way I could say it, just because, it was a little tight coverage. But the immediate response, he knew, like, as soon as he came off the field, I should have ran it. It was wide open. So, it's just growing, right? That's a true freshman. So unfortunately, we had that moment tonight, but he's going to be better because of it.
Chip, you switched a couple things on the O-line. Were you happy in general with
the
operation of that group?
Yeah, with Brian, obviously we did not have any snap issues, so that's a win, right? To be able to operate, so that's a win. And Brian did a great job in identifying, because Maryland played us in some odd 3-down front. They played some 4-down front. So just identifying in the run game and in the protection. So he's very calming in that matter. And Ty did a good job in there at guard. So I like how that unfolded for us tonight.
You played a bunch of young receivers.
Yep.
Looks like you're trying to get some depth there.
Correct.
How do you feel about Twitty and some of those guys?
Twitty, since he's come back from his injury, every day he's impressed us. And it's a long season. So we got to get those guys out there in some live playing time, because Malik and Malachi, right, productive, but they can't play 70 snaps. It's unfair to them. It's unfair to the team. So these other kids, they have been putting in the work in practice, earning our trust to reward them with playing time. And it's even out there in some critical situations too. I mean, there's some third down situations they're out there, and just we got to build depth on this team, because – again, the margin of error is so small, and those guys got to be out in a competitive environment so that later in the year, if they're called upon it, they can just refer back to a prior experience.
Greg? Yeah, with Malik Washington, what have you seen from him the last 2 weeks?
It's been really good. I mean, I think he's back-to-back weeks of 100 yards receiving. Tough kid, smart kid, and with him and Malachi, right? Obviously, a lot of stuff been going to the boundary. They started taking that away, so we was able to work the field there with Malik. But he's a playmaker for us, like a lot of these kids are, and he's got to continue giving us that production along with some other guys. So.
And Parker.
Yeah, 3 tough games. How do you make sure the team doesn't get down on themselves?
Yeah, well, because we haven't yet to quit, right? And you look at those guys in the locker room, and they're like, Coach, it's there. So that gives me the feeling that there's no quitting these kids, right? And got an ACC opponent coming here next week. There's still a lot ahead of us. Yes, we'd love to be, 2-1 or whatever the case may be at this point. We're not, and some growth opportunities from that. But it's ACC play in front of us, and there's still a lot of football in front of us.
Okay, Mike. Regardless of what you were telling us during the week, when did you know that Musket was going to be a no-go? Was it?
It was later in the week, because that's a Friday night. I mean, really, yesterday, probably the day before, just kind of as he was going through it. Probably, I think he'd be good to go this week, because initially it was talked about, a 2 to 3 week process with that. So obviously the second week just wasn't quite there yet, and then we'll reassess it this week.